What's going on, you wild dog? I am Lieutenant Logan Myers. It's been a good mate over there.
And I'm Henry McClane. Yippee-ki-yay, mother lovers, and Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to the party, pals. We're here to review a Christmas movie for the Christmas season. We haven't had a chance to do too many this year, but we wanted to make sure to cover a classic, and we wanted to think a little bit outside the box this Christmas season. A movie that's been getting a lot more recognition around the holiday season, these past few years especially. We're talking about Bruce Willis as John Mcclane in 1988's Die Hard.
Greatest Christmas story ever told.
I got some bad news for you, Dwayne. Hans, Bobby, eat it, Harvey. I'm starting to get a bad feeling up here. Merry Christmas.
Die Hard.
This is their idea of Christmas. I gotta be here.
And that's right, 1988 classic film directed by John McTiernan, who also did Predator, one of our favorite action films back then. This is yet another movie, testosterone-driven action movie that you would want in the 1980s. With a young Bruce Willis, up-and-coming actor back then, playing John McClane, New York cop, going out to L.A. to rekindle his relationship with his wife. Gets invited to the work holiday party, and of course, a group of terrorists show up, led by Alan Rickman. Hans Gruber and his crew show up and take over Nakatomi Plaza.
State of the art back in the day, obviously this being shot back in 88, but this huge, very, very awesome and authentic looking skyrise in Los Angeles. And here we have John McClane. He's just going to this party, trying to maybe rekindle a fizzled marriage with his wife, who works as basically the number two in line for this corporation. So they're at the Nakatomi headquarters for a Christmas party. They're in the bathroom getting ready. John McClane's still in there, and that's basically when the terrorists arrive. I noticed that they arrived at the Nakatomi Plaza in Mercedes-Benz, so it very much sets up the tone for that. And here comes Hans Gruber come out. They instantly kill the security guard working up front, and seemingly they know a lot what's going on in this tower. They have it very well planned out. They know exactly what they want, which is a bunch of bonds that are being held in a vault there in Nakatomi Plaza. And it's $600 million in this building, and that's what they're going after. There's at least a dozen of them somewhere around there, and they don't know about John McClane. That's the only person that they don't know about. Everybody else is accounted for. They're going to easily be able to take hostages and hopefully be able to get these bonds out and seemingly escape. And that's when John McClane has, an answer for that, and he's going to have to go save the day, his wife included, one of the hostages.
And of course, she's going to fall back in love with him after he saves the day.
Right.
So you could rewind from an 80s movie, but he's so great in this.
Yes.
Hans Gruber and crew show up, start killing people. John McClane's back in the office, and he's like, oh shit, he's a cop. He just reacts, and he just starts, figuring out ways to pick them off one by one. And I have to say the bad guys in this movie are like every cliche 80s, early 90s bad guy, European bad guy with the long hair and beautiful long hair and the machine guns. And they're always making the same silly mistakes. It's great. It's everything you want in an 80s action movie. A lot of, machine guns, shots going on, people bloody, getting 100 rounds in them, and just gore and blood and everything you want. Yeah. It's really set up nicely for a really fun tone.
Yeah, and with the backdrop of it being Christmas and this party going on in the Nakatomi Plaza, so you have the Christmas theme mixing it with just over the top action, and all the action scenes, just as over the top and awesome as you can imagine, especially being back in the late 80s. John McTiernan just finishing up with Predator, and he went right into Die Hard, so he keeps up the machismo from Predator, and he brings it over. And Bruce Willis, here we go. This is where he became an action star. This New York cop on vacation, and it's just a guy in a white tank top. He doesn't have shoes on. And just like that first scene when he's on the plane, when that guy kind of describes taking his shoes off and kind of sinking his toes, that's kind of what John McClane does from the get-go. Once these terrorists are there, he loses his shoes. He finds himself a weapon, and he goes on a killing spree, and he's going to take out everybody and save the day. And he has some help on the outside and an actor that we notice from Family Matters back in the day, Reginald Val Johnson. He's a cop on the outside. John McClane's able to get a walkie-talkie and communicate throughout the film. So he's like his voice from the outside world that's talking him through this and, helping him decide how he's going to do this and take everybody out while, eliminating the murder of any more hostages if he can help it. And there's a lot of actors that we noticed in this from back in the 80s. We also noticed the principal from The Breakfast Club, Paul Gleason. He's in there.
The FBI agent Robert Davey from the Goonies.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit. There are a bunch of people showing up. The guy from Walker, Texas Ranger, he played Theo, Clarence Gilliard Jr. He's the IT guy. He's trying to break into the vault. He was really fantastic in this. So yeah, a bunch of people just show up along the way.
And you can't have a great action star without an equally great villain. I mean, Hans Gruber, Alan Rickman, just chewing up scenery in this. He's the brains behind all the rest of the brawn. All the rest of his henchmen are there, but he's really the brains behind it. And he thinks he has everything, figured out. And when he comes into contact with John McClane, he really does try to outwit him. He tries to make it seem like he's just one of the other employees there looking for help. And he's able to, at first outsmart him and live a little longer. But of course, it's John McClane. Welcome to the party, pal. He's gonna kick your ass, and he's gonna make you pay for doing this, especially with his wife there. And he really does. I mean, this movie's a spectacle. It's an action-packed extravaganza. It's got that backdrop of Christmas, and they really did a great job with this. This started a great franchise. All these movies later, I don't know if there's 5 or 6 now. The first 3 are the ones, obviously, that are going to go down. But really, the first one is a classic. This one's the classic movie. Bruce Willis became an action star, great actor. It sucks what's happened to him now. I was telling you that, just thinking about how awesome he was back in the day, how much charm and how he felt like he was an everyday kind of guy. Like you could relate to him. He didn't have huge, gigantic muscles like Sylvester or Arnold. He was just this badass, gritty New York cop, and he came and saved the day.
He was a normal guy like us, just working dads. And he saves
right.
the day like Santa Claus.
Yes.
And it really is a Christmas movie. The long debate for many years is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, it absolutely is. And after rewatching this the other day for the first time in a while, yeah, Christmas movie. Even though it's in LA and not snow, it still has a Christmas tone to it. The music, the vibe, and saving people. And that's what it's all about. So Bruce Willis, young up and coming actor back then, action star, really set up his career. One of my favorite roles of his and favorite movies for sure. The original Die Hard is my favorite of the franchise. Had a great time blast rewatching this during the Christmas season, and it's a movie you guys should definitely check out during the holidays. With that being said, I'm going to give the original Die Hard from 1988. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 Bruce Willis hair pieces.
Absolutely. You can watch this in the Christmas season or really any time of the year. It's just a great action film, especially if you love that 80s over the top action. It delivers. Bruce Willis, one of his best roles ever, obviously. A great ensemble cast and a great villain. Hans Gruber, Alan Rickman, rest in peace. And just a great film. John McTiernan, he directed Predator and Die Hard, and those were his big films. I'm interested in revisiting part 2 and part 3. So if we want to cover those and review those as well sometime, but this one was a fun one to do around Christmas. We decided to think outside the box and not just go straight Christmas this year. So with that being said, I'm going to give John McTiernan's Die Hard starring Bruce Willis back in 1988. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 Hans Gruber hair pieces.
But Alan Rickman, what a phenomenal actor. One of the most iconic roles from him. I think this is the first time I saw him in a movie was this movie. And then of course, Robin Hood with Kevin Costner a few years later, but really great performance in this. One of the best bad guys of all time, top 10 list for sure. And I love the ending of him falling, the CGI green screen. His real reaction. I was like, whoa. Falling to his death, and just a really
he sold
great
it.
ending.
Yeah. Also, the limo driver Argyle.
Argyle, yeah, exactly. A great movie. But I want to hear from you guys out there. What did you like about original Die Hard? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite film of the franchise? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these wild New York cops on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
So everybody here at Cinephellas wishes everybody out there a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support in 2023. This was a great year for us. We did a lot of videos, the most we've ever done, and we're still having a great time doing this. And we look forward to next year. No strike in the way. A lot of awesome movies and TV shows to look forward to. So we're going to be back each and every week in 2024, and we can't wait to see all you guys in the new year. So until then, I'm Uncle Henry Mcclane.
And I'm Uncle Logan Rickman signing out until the next movie review.
Cheers!
Bye, you American Cowboys.
Welcome to the party, pal.
You really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay.